Good morning, everyone. Glenda Mollet here. I'm in my craft room and we'll be stamping together this morning using the Still Seen stamp set. And no dies and no die cutting machine and no embossing. We're going to do a flat, easy card that even beginners can do without a lot of expense or investment in the Stampin' Up product. So I'm just checking my computer to make sure I'm oriented correctly and we'll get going. So this is the card we're going to make today. It uses only the Still Scenes stamp set. So here's the stamp set. Now you can get coordinating snow globe dies with this. Just let me pull them out. By purchasing them in, oh, they're there. If you purchase them in a bundle, you save 10% off of purchasing them individually. So this is the die set. But we're not using that today. We're only using this. We're not using any machinery at all. Well, it's not really machinery. We are going to use the Stamparatus only because it makes it easier to line things up. So here's the recipe for the card. It's really easy. The ink we're using is soft suede, blackberry bliss, and seaside spray. You need a piece of blackberry bliss for your card base, 8.5 by 5.5, folded and scored and folded in the middle. One piece of whisper white, 5.25 by 4. Excuse me. Oh Lord, why do I always cough when I start my videos? So here's the white piece, and then you need the same size piece for the inside. We're going to use the Still Seen stamp set and some rhinestones. Okay, which I've neglected to get out, but they're right here, so it won't take me long to get them. Okay, so I just wanted to show you, because I know I'm going to forget at the end of the video, I'm doing a Christmas stamping class today, so I wanted to show you the 3 cards that we're going to be making. This one also uses Still Scenes and the dies. So with one of the snow globe domes on top of it, and this is in very vanilla. Then we're going to make this one using the So Many Stars bundle. Good morning, Valerie. Shining So Many Stars bundle and some copper foil, and this is the brightly gleaming designer paper, which unfortunately is not available to order right now because they have so many on back order. There is a bunch coming in though, and then we'll be able to order it at the end of the month, so end of October sometime. So this one was inspired by Susan Levasseur maybe, and this one is a GMO, so Glenda Mollet only. No, Glenda Mollet original. Yeah, Glenda Mollet only. And then this cute card using the wrapped in plaid designer paper and the tree builder punch. And this one was inspired by a friend of mine back east. Her name is Shauna, and her last name's a bit tricky. It's Mikuliak, and I'm not sure whether I'm saying that right or not, but thanks, Shauna. Okay, let me scroll. I know, 9 o'clock is a little early to get up in the morning, isn't it, Valerie? I'm glad you got out of bed and joined us. So we're going to make this card. So yesterday was the annual stamp sale from Stampin' Up, and we could enjoy 15% off select stamp sets. So it was a busy day for me yesterday, and today I have 2 full classes, so tomorrow morning I'm going to take a break. So here's our pieces. There's the Blackberry Bliss card base and 2 pieces of Whisper White, and that's all we. Oh, and an envelope, and that's all we need. So I'm just going to put those over there so we can get busy. So this is a Stamparatus. It comes with 2 plates, and you can line this stamp up. It needs to be lined up in those 2 points there, because this is one stamp and then this is another stamp. So when I made this, I just winged it and it lined up perfectly. But when I did it in my team meeting on Monday, I decided that we would use the Stamparatus because not everybody is good at lining things up just on the fly like that. Oh, hi, Jean. Welcome. Okay, so to use this, I've set it up sideways like that. And then I've made myself a little jig here. It's just 2 scrap pieces of paper. This one is 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch, and this one is 1 inch. And I have used some double-sided adhesive to attach it to the deck of my Stamparatus, because I find that if I put my cardstock right in the center like this, if you have a stamp that's wide or tall, sometimes you have issues getting a good image. So by putting this in, now I can just butt my cardstock right up against it. Make sure it's not overlapping anywhere. Put my magnet on and we're ready to go. So I've already lined these up. So we're going to stamp. Let's see if I can get this so you guys can see it. This is my host code if anybody is wanting to place an order today. We're going to use soft suede to do the snow globe itself. So when you are inking up the stamp on the Stamparatus, it's that this is flat, so it's at least a finger width up. So what I do is I put a stamp case underneath it, so when I ink it, I get a good solid surface for inking, and just round and around tapping. I'm not pushing, I'm just making sure that there's good ink coverage. But the benefit of using a Stamparatus is that you can stamp it more than once in the same spot if you are like me and mess things up. So I'll intentionally not push on this side so you can see what I mean. So I've got a good impression here, but not so much in that corner. So then ink it up again. And because the paper doesn't move and the stamp doesn't move, it's in exactly the same spot. The second time, the 25th time, the 498th time. Oh, there we are. See? Exactly the same spot. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that plate, and I'm going to bring in the plate to do the dome part now. And because my my cell phone holder is in the way, I'm just going to move this over here to ink it, and then I'll move it back to stamp it because I can't lay it down flat with my holder in the way. So just gently tapping in a circular motion to get good ink coverage. Okay, I'm going to move it and put it back here to use it. Now this works exactly the same way. You can stamp it as many times as you want and it will be in the same spot. So it's really good if you want to make multiples of a card because you'll get the same image every single time. Look at that. Perfect! Yay! Yeah, sometimes it's not so perfect in my world. So I'm just going to put the plates to the side. Oh, I should mention, when you get your Stamparatus and you have the 2 cutting plates, you can't store the Stamparatus with both plates on. Because, let's get this out of the way so I don't stamp on it and find my little scrap paper. So I don't stamp on the base of my Stamparatus. So when you close them, the first one closes really good, but the second one will not close because of the hinges. You see that? And you don't want to force it because you could break the hinges off of your plate or your Stamparatus. So just remove one of the plates and I just stick it on here like this. Then it sits nice and flat. And then I have the Stamparatus bag. I will show you that too. Let me get it here. So this is the bag you can get to store your Stamparatus in. And it opens up real wide. It has, see this side, it has places for your plates. And then there's extra plates and I have. So I'll just slip that. Apparently I didn't put them away last time I used them. So this is grid paper. This is paper that's made to fit the Stamparatus. And then you get this foam mat, and I keep a silicone mat in there with mine. And then on this side, it opens up and you can store your Stamparatus in here. Now I have two, so that's why there's already one in here. So it fits really good just right down here inside. And then it has a Velcro clasp so you can keep it. So when you're ready to travel with it, you just fold it up, do the zippers up, and away you go. And it stays nice and clean. Now if you use, I guess this is turning out to be a Stamparatus stamping day. If you use StazOn and you get it on your base or on one of your hinged stamping mats, I don't know, can't remember what they're called, you can use a bit of StazOn cleaner to clean that off, but then wash it with soap and water right away to get off the StazOn cleaner because it's quite harsh. Or if you get the water-based stamps, our regular dye inks on there, just use your Simply chamois to clean it up because it cleans up really well, or run it underwater. So this is the Simply chamois, and I keep mine in one of the clear mount stamp cases, and it will stay wet for months. Now this one has been wet for 2.5 years, and there's no mold. I don't know what they did to this, but it doesn't produce mold. It's really a lovely product. Okay, be quiet and get back to stamping. Oh, thanks, Carla. I never know what I'm going to say when I start these things. Okay, so we've got the globe made. Now we're going to stamp the house in the middle of the globe, and I'm using Blackberry Bliss for that. And we'll just get that out of the way so I don't put it all over my hands. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure I've got good ink coverage. And then just stamp it inside your globe wherever you want it. This is not a precise science. I'm gently rubbing to transfer the ink. There we go. Now, the inside also has the house, so I'm going to stamp that at the same time while I have the stamp and the ink out. We'll just stamp the house down there. Do a little rubbing to make sure it transfers the ink. There we are. And inside, the sentiment, which comes from the same stamp set, is also stamped in Blackberry Bliss. So we'll just do that too. Might as well. Okay, this is tricky. Sometimes it doesn't go straight, but hey, I've learned to just go with it. If it's not straight, it's not straight. Your card is not made by a machine. It is made by the loving personal hands of loved ones. There you go. Not too bad. All right, so on the front, we also have Season's Greetings. And so I've used every single stamp from the still scenes. There's the dome, the base, and the domey part. I've used the snowflakes, the inside sentiment, the outside sentiment, and the house. Okay, so we'll get some Blackberry Bliss ink on my Season's Greetings stamp and pray that it will be straight-ish. Not bad at all. Okay, I'm done with Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to put it away because I find if I leave them out and in my way, you never know where it will show up. And I have ruined more cards at the very end of creating them than I care to admit. Okay, so we're going to do some snowflakes on the front. And we're going to do some snowflakes inside. Just 'cause I can. So there's the inside done. And there's the outside done, except for the rhinestones. So I'm going to, or baby wipes. Yeah, you can use baby wipes. I tend to not, though, because first of all, you use them and throw them away. And we're trying in our life to not have a lot of waste. And with the Simply Chamois, you can rinse it out and reuse it many, 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 many times. So, but yes, you can use baby wipes. Okay, so let's put some rhinestones. So what I'm doing is I'm using my paper piercing tool, which I probably shouldn't because we don't sell them anymore. It comes now in the take your pick tool. You get the pokey end, and you just gently hold your finger on and then dig underneath the bottom just to pick it up, and then it sticks onto your pokey tool, and you can put it wherever you want. So you take it and put it where you want, put your finger over the top and pull your pokey tool away, and there you go. It's done. Look at that. So 17 minutes, including all the nattering I did at the beginning, and we're almost done this card. So you could whip up 100 of these in no time at all. All right, we're putting the adhesive on here now so we can attach it to the front of our card. There we go, and you remember the rabbit ear trick that I use all the time. Just get up the liner. Come on. I cut my nails yesterday and things are not cooperating well. We decided yesterday to go out and wash the front of our house before winter sets in, because we live near woods and we get a lot of spiders, and they have a tendency to not treat the siding on our house very well. They leave their calling cards everywhere, and it's disgusting and horrible. Okay, I'm just reading comments here. Okay, back to what I'm doing. So we had to wash our house, and I broke a nail, and then I ended up having to cut the rest of my nails, and blah, 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 blah. But the good news is no more spider poop on my house. Well, at least for a week or two anyways. Today I'm going to get the peppermint oil out and spray around, because they don't like peppermint oil. Okay, there we are. The card's done. Now you can continue on and you can do all sorts of fancy things with this and coloring and etc., but sometimes we lose sight of basic stamping. Sometimes we want, and I am a real, yeah, I do this all the time. I'm so interested in all the techniques and the layers, and I completely forget how nice it is just to stamp a card every once in a while with nothing, just stamps and paper and ink, and maybe an embellishment or two. Okay. Thanks, Laura. I enjoy stamping. Yesterday I made a couple of cards. I just can't seem to stop stamping Christmas cards this year. I love the bundles and products so much out of the holiday catalog that I just keep stamping and stamping. I've got way more cards than I have room to make classes for. So now I get to stamp because I enjoy it. There we are. Take the rabbit ears out. Oops. One always rips every single time I do this online. It doesn't rip at home when I'm doing them by myself. It rips when I'm trying to do a Facebook Live. But it's like when I have a class, the phone rings. We cannot get a phone call on our landline for 6 or 7 days. Then I have a class, and there it is. I did forget to stamp the envelope, though. So now we have to pull those colors back out again. I'm just going to move the card out of the way. So we're going to put the house in Blackberry Bliss down in the corner. And then add some snowflakes in Seaside Spray. Okay, am I having problems with my video? Is that what the comments are? Let me read them. Okay, I'm busy reading here. Okay, what is going dark? Am I missing something? Oh. I'm sorry. I must have... Oh, yeah, my landline is too. Telemarketers, and they always seem to phone at a meal time. And with a business, you don't dare not answer the phone because you never know whether people are phoning for business or whether they're just scammers. So I'm going to do a row of snowflakes on the back. Huh. Weird. Because I am not having issues at all on my end. Oh, now I see what you mean. Okay, why is it doing that? And there's stars. Apparently something is happening. I apologize. I don't know what the issue is with the quality of my video today, but we're done. So there we go. So let me show you that stamp set in the catalog. If we can see it. That is just weird. Because I have not done anything different to my phone than I do any other time. Oh well. Okay, so we use Still Scenes. So you'd think I have this catalog memorized by now, but not so much. There it is, page 43. So there's the Still Scenes stamp set. $30 Canadian for just the stamps. But it also, you can also buy it in the first Feels Like Frost Suite and get all of these things, or in a bundle and just get the dies and that. Or just buy them by itself. So there's my host code for the next 3 weeks. And I am so happy that you could join me today. And my sincere apologies for the quality of my video. It's bizarre. I have my phone plugged in, so it's charging. It's not like it's dying. I put Do Not Disturb on. I don't understand where those snowflakey things are coming from. Huh. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining me. Drop me a line, and I would appreciate it if you could go to my Facebook business page that you're watching this video on and leave me a recommendation. I'm sure, I don't know exactly where it is, and I don't want to take time to look. But if you could leave me a recommendation or a comment, I would really appreciate that. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.